Hi everybody, so I'm here to do the TMI tag. I was inspired by Inspired Mom, or yeah, she tagged me to do this anyways. So Jennifer tagged me to do the TMI tag and I will do it. I know a lot of you guys don't think I put enough information about myself out there on the internet, but people have to understand the internet can be a cesspool. So regardless, I am here to be as honest as possible and do the TMI tag. The very first question is, what are you wearing? And I don't really think this tag is trying to literally be that cute and ask you exactly what you're wearing, although that would make sense. Anyways, I hope people don't get too graphic with this question. Well, actually, I hope they do because that would be entertaining. My makeup is concerned, I will have a tutorial coming out for this makeup tutorial for this look. As far as what I'm wearing, I wear a lot of black in my videos. My videos don't really have a ton to do with fashion. Once in a while, I'll insert fashion once in a while. I love fashion to death, but every job I do requires me to wear black clothing. I am wearing yoga pants that have this really cute sort of stretchy, no, stars are not my favorite print, but I love these yoga pants. They're so super comfortable. On my feet are just some guys' work socks. Those are my favorite ones. They keep my feet in the best condition possible since I'm on them all day. And of course, Steve Madden slippers that I love from Macy's. I have these in blue, in brown and black. Ever been in love? Now, I don't know about the in portion of this question versus have you ever loved somebody, because in order for somebody to be considered close to me or for me to be close to them, I have to generally like them and they mean the world to me, and I have to pretty much, you know, love them. I'm also a very caring and loving person in general, so I would definitely kind of rephrase this question, have you ever loved somebody? Yes. So I generally do care about everyone I surround myself with. Ever had a terrible breakup? No, I mean, I've never had an issue where I was like disconnecting my phone line from theirs or whatever and had to pay like the $50 charge or anything. I've seen those scenarios in my life happen to people. I've never discovered that somebody was being dishonest to me for like 5 to 7 years plus. Now, I've seen those scenarios as well. I'm generally a very independent person to begin with. Not saying I'm disconnected or uncaring, but I do make sure that I'm on top of my game so that I am not somebody who is prepared to get hurt insurmountably for prolonged periods of time. 5'6". I am 5'6", and I guess this is considered average height for a female, but average height is actually 5'2" to 5'4". In my area where there's not a ton of white people, I am considered quite tall because the average height for a female goes anywhere from 4'11" to about 5'3" on average. But nonetheless, I am 5'6". I know a lot of people assume I'm short, which is funny to me when they see me on camera, like, you're a little taller than I thought you'd be. It's funny because it's like, well, I have very long fingers, I have very long wrists, I have very long arms, so it's very funny to me. And I've also shared my shoe size online, 8.5, because I'm trying to help you guys if I'm doing an outfit of the day. So I think it's always funny when I give people my pant size and my shoe size that they still assume I'm short. How much do you weigh? Honestly, don't know. I do not believe in scales. I'm not saying this to be funny or whatever. If I had to guess, I only get weighed at the doctor's office like every few years. So right now I would guess that I'm 120 to 125. Now, if I don't work out and I don't have muscle, pounds, weight, whatever, I would probably be closer to 110, 115 if I was on my average linky little itty bitty girl scale. I don't have the exact same body type I had when I started YouTube. I also worked way too much when I started YouTube. I was working like 18 hours a day, and one place I worked at in particular did not allow us to eat or drink any water. So I was ridiculously skinny, and I honestly did not want to post outfit of the days because I considered myself physically a poor role model for girls because I was too thin and too figureless. So today I do consider myself physically to be in better shape, and I don't get migraines like I used to. I'm way healthier. I eat a vegan diet, and I just take care of myself all the way around. So I think I'm way healthier now than I was when I started YouTube. Any tattoos? Yes, I have 2 tattoos. I say that 2 because I actually have sat through 4 tattoo sessions in my life. I have what started off as a pink and purple rose on my back and became a red rose, very deep burgundy and black shading. Now the reason I did that was because I took my rose, which I got at 18 years old, and turned it from like a young girl that, you know, still had a lot to accomplish. I changed that, and then I turned it into sort of like a woman's red rose. After I graduated college and became more financially settled, it changed. Not only that, because my skin type or whatever does not hold pinks or purples or actually baby tones, baby really pale colors. It does not hold them very well. As far as my foot tattoo, that has also been through 2 sessions. It is a Hawaiian style tattoo. It's a piece of artwork taken from my grandparents' house. They've been to Hawaii countless times. When I was born, they were actually vacationing in Hawaii and bought a piece of artwork, which is the tattoo on my foot. It's not the original piece because I have elaborated, and I'm still going to continue. That is an ongoing piece of artwork, but I've sat through 2 tattoo sessions for my foot. It's not something I recommend everybody doing. And if you are going to get a foot tattoo, I hope you have some downtime. Piercings. Yes, I have 1, 2, 3, 4 rows, a tragus, so I guess that would be 5 rows, and then I have an asymmetrical, an extra little cartilage piercing up here in the thinner region of my cartilage. I wanted to try that piercing again because I had a harder time with it right here. I love all the amount of earrings I have in my ears. I would like to add a death or a rook in the future. I used to have one like a 3/4 to an inch in the back of my neck. That is removed. I feel I'm a little like too old to be kind of still working on that one. I used to get a lot of questions about it that were stupid and crude and nasty, so I kind of just didn't appreciate that people were also kind of gasping and got awe about it, like, oh my god, did that hurt? And the answer is any amount of body you know, piercing tattoos is gonna hurt to a point, but we also all have different levels of pain. So it was kind of just an annoying question after a while, and kind of just removed it. I used to have my hips pierced, they grew out, and they're gone. I don't get this question. Is it one true pairing? I guess my favorite one true pairing would be my mother's birthday, 666 show. Sex and the City, hands down. I can watch that and I'm never tired of it. I always notice something new. Favorite bands. Social Distortion, and I'm also really getting into more heart and soul as well. There's particular pieces I like. As far as that's concerned, I like some Frank Sinatra as well. I'm not into anything that's overhyped, super de-duper pop culture. I usually like it when sort of the fantasy of pop culture songs kind of dies out and just becomes, you know, a memory that you had in a club or out at a bar. I don't necessarily just love music out of turn just to listen to it. Favorite song? Michael Bublé, It's a Beautiful Day. How old are you? 29 years old, just turned 29. The Zodiac sign is Aquarius or Ox, year of the Ox. I am an air sign. That's what Aquarius is. It is an air sign, but it's also a water bearer, I think. There's a lot of ways to determine if you lean more to the air kind of sector of your sign, being flighty, things like that. It's actually not a water sign. A lot of people believe it is. You either get earth, air, water, or I believe it is fire. You look for in a partner. Well, number one for me would be positivity, because I've had a lot of negative friendships in the past, and it is ultimately one of the qualities that make me not attracted to a person. Aside from negativity, dishonesty. Quote, the cure for anything is salt water, sweat, and the cure for anything is tears, saltwater, sweat, ocean. No, that's not right. The cure for anything is saltwater. For anything is saltwater, sweat, and tears. I will put the person responsible for that quote in the bottom. My favorite actors are Kristen Bale, Batman, Leonardo DiCaprio, not for the obvious roles. I am not a huge Titanic fan, but it's not a bad movie. And Mark Wahlberg is never disappointing. Favorite color? Teal, blues, greens, anything aquatic or just very bright and aqua-y turquoise. Loud music or soft? Loud, of course. Go big or go home. Turn off the soft shit. Where do you go when you're sad? The beach or yoga? How long does it take to take a shower? It all depends. I'm into the girly ritual. Now, I'm not a loofah fan. I do prefer the Dew Puff sponge that I recently got in my Vegan Cuts box. That is more sanitary, better for you, all that stuff. I also like African black soap. And that's, you know, you can really only use African black soap once, so it's like ultimately very, very, very sanitary. And then olive oil soap, everything just sort of just juicy and organic. So I'm not into SLS or sodium lauryl sulfate. I very rarely use that in my products. It's pretty much just to clean up any oils on my face. I do have a facial cleanser with SLS that I got from Religy that I think is great. Aside from that, I'm not a bath bomb girl. It dries out my legs. I do like almond oil, argan oil. I really need to hydrate, so I don't take too long a shower anymore. How does it take you to get ready in the morning? No, I will not shower in the morning anymore because I have naturally curly hair and it's too time consuming, and so no to that. And plus it's really hard to get hot water in the morning. Hop in the shower, eat something for dinner, watch some shows and unwind. So that way my morning routine is much quicker. I could just run a flat iron through my hair, film a makeup tutorial, or do a quick 20 to 30 minute or less application depending on how simple or elaborate I want my makeup. Physical fight, only in defense and as like a kid. I will not and have not gotten into them as an adult. Now, I've had drunk people want to throw stuff at me, different scenario entirely, and I will lock myself in the cooler because I refuse to get fired over a physical fight. And yes, I have seen employees who work in bars get fired over physical fight. Turn on, of course, would be positivity, happiness, gratefulness, all that stuff. Now, my turn off obviously would be the polar opposite of that. It would be negativity, bitterness, in general, just completely immersed in sadness without the ability to relinquish one. So we are in the latter half of the questions, and I did the first 25 yesterday. I've had such a busy week, I was not able to film this tag in one single day. What is the reason you joined YouTube? And a lot of people always want to know this about their YouTubers that they watch, because it is currently a touchy little subject in the YouTube world. A lot of people feel people come on here for swag, to get noticed. I was in the middle of getting my cosmetology license. I was still in cosmetology school, and I had a huge interest in makeup. I've always been like a trainer as a bartender. I've been a bartender trainer for any place I've ever worked at. That's always been something I've kind of been roped into by my boss. So doing tutorials kind of came easily to me. In cosmetology school, I was not watching any YouTube videos. When I started cosmetology school, I had not heard of YouTube videos. I had no clue that this online community existed. Halloween was coming up, and I Googled Beauty and the Beast looks, because I was going as Belle for Halloween, and I literally came across X Sparkage's Beauty and the Beast makeup tutorial. I did something to the effect with gold eyeshadow versus the look that she wore in the actual movie, which was almost no makeup in the big old dress. I just wanted my makeup to look a little bit more princess personified than actual simple no makeup look that Belle wore in the movie. I think it was after graduation and I was still watching YouTube videos, I started attending makeup courses because I had some connections. They had come into my school. My teacher was a big avid fanatic of us using Redken and Estee Lauder brands, and so we also met James Vincent, so we had some connections there. I went to makeup shows that James Vincent would be at, or the lady who did the makeup for Sweeney Todd for Johnny Depp would be at, and so I had a lot of chances to get discounts on makeup tickets through James Vincent at the time. I had been exposed to trade shows early on before, you know, all the gurus were the reason to be at trade shows. And I always just kind of found them simple, and I found that the vendors were usually lesser known label brands that people weren't as interested in or hadn't heard of. I had gone to Ice, where I met Tabitha Coffee and Kim Vo and attend their workshops, and getting the chance to do all these amazing things. I think Blush was on the air at the time with Maxie, who works for OCC or did work for OCC. Got my license. I was one of the first people in my class to graduate. So on that reason alone, they had me come in and give a whole speech about how to pass the board and how to basically take care of your finances while in cosmetology school. And then after the fact, a lot of the kids were in level 1, level 2 or whatever at the time, and they had me do finger waves, which is a class or a task you have to perform at state board. So I helped some kids with finger waves. I had one of the students say, "You're gonna come back, right? You were so much more helpful." That particular teacher, though, was not helpful on finger waves. She would like show you once and then make faces anytime somebody asked her for help. Not exactly a teacher. And I just felt that there was a lot of videos missing on YouTube, and I wanted to contribute and be creative. And I, a lot of time, at the time, there was still a lot of videos on YouTube to be done. You know, it's a little different now. It's a little more saturated. Fears. I don't believe in really kind of, manifesting or entertaining the thought or idea of fears. You should see my bucket list. It's pretty crazy. I've already hiked with rattlesnakes. I've already been stalked by coyotes. I've done yoga on a cliff overlooking the beach, and I want to do more. Last thing that made you cry. I'm not really a crier, so I don't really know how to answer this one. I generally try to be upbeat, or if I have an issue with somebody, I'll be fairly, not like in your face, I'm gonna beat you up, but fairly confrontational, so I don't end up having like an emotional issue where I have to hash it out with a group of girls over cocktails. Last time you said you loved someone, probably like 11 to 13 minutes ago, one of my dogs. As far as I know, I came up with it 3.5 years ago. Cosmetic being the cosmetology license I have, cosmetics, my love for cosmetology, cosmetics, makeup, and this channel overall being about makeup. When I created my channel, I wanted you to know, right, when you subscribed, this channel was going to be about makeup. So I wanted my username to obviously tell you what you were going to get. Now, couturier is the second part of my name. I have a fashion design degree. I do have an art background, art history and costume history background, and that is my degree, basically. And a mild minor in marketing. Anyways, so couturier, it basically means clothing constructor, designer, and obviously it means more than that if you know the actual French meaning couturier. And so hence my name, Cosmeticcouturier. Last book you read, Gypsy and I believe Memoirs of a Geisha. I have a very shallow taste in books, but the current book I'm reading is The Devil Wears Prada, which will be followed up by Ripped at the Seams. Show you watch. Now, I never get sick of this show because I always notice something new every time I watch it, but Sex and the City. Last person you talk to would be my boyfriend this morning. Relationship between you and the last person you text. Well, that would be my boyfriend, of course. Okay, well, I'm not in the same room with him, so obviously that would make more sense. I saw him this morning and the last person I texted was my boyfriend. Favorite food? Oh geez, that would be Greek food. I think hands down Greek food. Place you want to visit, Australia or New Zealand? Last place you were would be a sushi place. Do you have a crush? Well, I wouldn't say I have a crush because I have a boyfriend, so no. Last time you kissed someone? A lady never tells. Last time you were insulted? Possibly last night by a drunk. Favorite flavor of sweet? Dark chocolate, caramel. Instruments do you play? None, because I have always had a hard time with directions. You've probably seen me here on YouTube trying to read palettes when I flip them backwards. So I'm sorry, just pianos, everything like that, they're just not for me. Piece of jewelry. I love how these tags turn into a game of telephone, and if you watch a lot of tags, they literally become exactly that, and sometimes the meaning of the actual question in and of itself gets heavily misconstrued, and now it reads like jewelry. What is your favorite piece of jewelry? Well, my favorite piece of jewelry is literally this right here, this piece. And I don't know if you guys have seen this in my video. Clearly it is not a wedding ring. I get asked if that is and if I'm just refusing to wear it on my finger. Sometimes people just catch this and they think it's on that finger. But I actually got this as a gift from my mother when I graduated cosmetology school because she's proud of me for accomplishing 2 degrees under the age of 25. Last sport you played. I don't know that yoga is considered a sport, but if it is, then it is definitely yoga. Last song you sang. I don't really like my voice. If I'm really gonna be like enjoying a song, I'd rather mouth like the words to get into the spirit of it. So I think I literally mouthed the Frozen soundtrack last time. Chat up line. I don't know if they mean hotline or instant messenger or board, but I don't do any of those. Have you ever used it? Well, I mean, that's a funny question because if you liked the chat line, I assumed you would have used it, but since I don't use any, I just don't. Like, the only thing I've seen like a commercial for would be like the girl who's sitting like on the bottom floor of her stairs and she mildly looks like a call girl, but she's just sitting there in this sort of blue silky off the peasant shoulder blouse. I think this commercial probably comes on when you're watching a movie late at night, I hope. And then and then she's just like, do you want to call? And it's just like, I mean, I don't do any of those. I'm not exactly sure what they mean by this question, but I know teenagers will be doing this tag, so I really hope they mean something clean. Last time you hung out with somebody would be last night. My boyfriend and his sisters, we watched a bunch of movies, new releases at Redbox. And this is usually a weekly ritual. PJs, movies, something to eat. And it was like vegan chocolate cake. We liked it because it's rich, it's chocolatey, and what could be better than that, whether you're vegan or not. His sisters didn't like it because they were expecting like milk chocolate or something. Who should answer these questions? Next. Anybody who hasn't done this tag that would like to say I tagged you, for the most part, feel free to use my name unless you're a creepy stalker on the internet. Then don't say I tagged you. Please and thank you. And then any of my cruelty-free friends, anybody in my beauty and fashionistas group, and then yeah, I tag you. Go ahead and do the tag. Do it.